Lamb is one of the most nutritious meats that we can eat, but we don't eat a lot of it here in America. It is eaten widely around the world, but we'd like to bring it back to the Ozarks. And we have sheep, we make lamb, we sell it in Air2Ground meats, and we get asked a lot, how to cook it. So what we wanted to do today is show you how we cook it and take you along a journey of deliciousness.
Welcome to Air2Ground Farms. My name is Rich.
And I'm Shelly. And hey, we love lamb chops, man.
We love it. We get asked more than anything else in the store about cooking lamb. There are so many people that say either I've never had it and they sort of turn their nose up, or they say I have no idea what to do with that.
I handed a bag of lamb to a friend for her birthday, and she said, and she knows how to cook everything. And she said, I don't know how to cook that. Like, what? That was so bizarre. Anyway, we're gonna show you today how to cook up some lamb, and it's really super, super simple. Basically, we're gonna treat it like it's beef, okay?
If you've been watching our videos recently, this is going to look very familiar to you. We're going to reverse sear these lamb chops just like we did our grass-fed steak and just like we did with our pastured pork.
He thought about putting it on the grill because it did thaw out a little bit outside, but because not everyone has a grill or the kind of grill that we have, we decided, nope, let's keep it inside. Let's do it the same way we've done a couple of other cuts of meat and show people that it's really, really simple and it's a delicious way to cook this meat. Okay, what I have here is, these are packages of lamb rib chops. So they have a bone in here and there's 2 per package. This is how they come at Air2Ground Meats, okay? So I am gonna take these, while you talk about a few lamb pointers, I'm gonna take these and open them up at the sink and bring them back and pat them dry, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, we've got some really exciting news we wanted to share with you.
We are officially launching a Patreon, and we are so excited to invite you to join us over there.
We've been looking for a way to share more of our life with you without having to fuss with the YouTube algorithm and editing, and Patreon is going to be an awesome way for us to do that. We're going to be able to show you behind the scenes look at the farm, recipes in the kitchen, and some live Q&As even.
And this is just one more way that you can be a part of what we're doing here at Air2Ground Farms and support us, whether you live in California or New Jersey or Australia and Canada. If you want to be a part of the movement that we have going on here, we just invite you to join us, come alongside us, and support what we're doing.
If this interests you at all, I'll leave a link for our Patreon in the description of this video. Click on it and come join us.
We'll see you over there.
One of the misnomers I think about lamb is people think of it like veal. Now, veal is a very, very young calf. Lamb is a full-grown sheep. It's just less than a year old. So when oftentimes people think about it, they see the little babies bleating and they say, I'm not eating that. That's not the case at all. It's a full-grown animal. It just is less than a year. Most everyone has heard of mutton, but there's actually a third age group in there called hogget. So lamb is less than a year old, hogget is between 1 and 2 years, and then mutton is greater than 2 years old. Here in the United States, most everything you see is going to be labeled as lamb. The kind of lamb that we grow, the sheep that we have, are Katahdin, and that's a hair sheep. There are 2 different kinds of sheep. There is wool sheep and hair sheep. The hair sheep shed their wool on their own. You don't have to shear them. And one of the things about the Katahdin breed is that it is a very mild flavored meat. So if If you like venison, this is way milder than any venison that you would have.
Whenever I talk to people in the store and they ask what it tastes like, I typically ask them, do you like venison? And we're in the Ozarks, and 90% of the time they say yes. Other places, that's not the case. But if they say yes, I say, oh, fantastic. Lamb to me is right in between venison and beef. It's got a lamb flavor, but it doesn't have, it shouldn't have that gamey thing going on.
Sometimes what you buy in the store does, because it is either older, so ours is all processed at under a year old. It is either older or it is one of the wool breeds, and oftentimes they are a stronger flavor than the hair breeds.
Now this is a treat of a meal. Lamb chops are kind of a delicacy.
Yeah.
They are on the pricier end of things, of meat cuts, but we enjoy them. And well, sometimes you just gotta eat good.
And it is very good.
Very good, okay.
And that one of the reasons why we will take our time and do something like a reverse sear with them is you can make them perfect.
What you just saw me do was pat these things dry. Anytime you're doing a reverse sear, cooking meats in general, you want to get the moisture off of the top of it. Even, you could even go one step further, put some salt on there, have it draw a little bit more out, pat it dry. But we don't have time for that, and you probably don't either. So what I'm gonna do is give a generous salt. I'm just gonna use kosher salt today. Generous salt and a little bit of pepper, a nice little cake on it, and then we're gonna stick them in the oven.
While she's doing that, I'll mention if you are having a lamb processed, one of the things you want to ensure is that you get these chops cut thick enough. We ask for them to be cut 1.5 inches thick. If you go any thinner than that, they're going to get too done on the inside of them, and it really messes up with the flavor. So we go at least 1.5 inches thick, and that allows you, because they're such small cuts, we go 1.5 inches thick, and what that allows for is the meat to cook correctly without just, automatically getting done.
Right. Okay. Let's flip them over. These lamb chops weigh about 1/4 pound a piece, and that does have a bone in it. So we plan on 2 to 3 lamb chops per person. And if it's 2 per person, that's why I've added some ground lamb. We're gonna have some ground lamb burgers with it, just to supplement that it's not a whole lot of meat for the meal.
Sure.
All right. Let's pop them over here onto my pan. So whenever you're doing a reverse sear, when I have them in the oven, I wanna make sure I put them on a rack on the pan. This is like a cookie cooling rack so that the air can get all around the meat and not just like sit in a puddle of meat juice whenever it's coming up to temperature. Speaking of temperature, what are we doing here?
The oven is preheated to 225 degrees, and we're going to put these chops in. It should take them somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. We'll let you know how long it takes. And we want them to come to a rare temperature inside, 125 degrees, and then we'll take them out, and the reverse sear will bring them up to about 135 inside interior temperature, and that will get us a great medium rare.
Okay. Okay, while those are coming up to temperature, let's go ahead and put together our lamb burgers.
So the bonus today is not only are we doing the lamb chops, we're also going to show you how we do lamb burgers.
Now there's a reason that we do this, cooking this Air2Ground Farms meat, isn't there?
Yeah.
We like to try almost all of the animals that are the big animals that we grow. We want to try that meat before we send that home with people, because we're dedicated to not only growing them well, but them tasting good.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't taste great, well,
So this and the chops are a batch of lambs that were born in the spring of 24 that we have recently gotten back from the processor. And before we put them in the store, we're going to give it a taste test.
These packages are rectangles, and I'm just going to keep it really simple. I just cut them in quarters, in squares. There. 4 burgers. We'll squish them out, add some salt and pepper. Again, I'm not going to add a bunch of seasoning because I really want to taste the meat.
Yeah.
And the salt brings out the flavor on the meat. Dirty hand, clean hand, y'all.
So gather up all your little bits and bobs.
There.
We're having lamb, so I'm allowed to say bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs. All right. Salt. Pepper. All right. Those are ready. Hey there, real quick. Are you interested in the topics of food, freedom, and farming? Well, we might have the channel just for you.
For the past year and a half, we have recorded the Duster Mud podcast, and recently we gave it its own YouTube channel, the Duster Mud Podcast YouTube channel.
So make sure to go and check it out. The link is in the description below, and we look forward to seeing you over there. Okay, lamb chops are cooking.
They're getting close. They're at probably 118 degrees. It's been about 23 minutes, and they're getting really close. So we're trying to do the dance of making sure that everything gets done around the same time.
Okay. I like to do lamb burgers on a well-seasoned yet dry cast iron skillet. It gives it a nice crust on the outside, even cook through, and we like them to be pretty much medium rare like we do our beef burgers. All right, we have a little smoke coming off of here.
Yeah, that's ready.
All right, let's sizzle it. Beautiful. That's what I like to hear, honestly. Nice sizzle. All right.
That's looking nice.
Okay.
We move this out of the way and you check the temps.
Okay.
111,
All right. Let's check this one.
125. So those are ready. We can pull those two off
Okay.
and let them rest while the others are getting finished.
All right. Just hand me a plate, glass plate. All right. Let's take these out. Okay. Ooh, it's smelling good. Oh, yeah.
So these smaller ones got done. They're at 125 degrees right now. That's what it looks like. It looks almost like they're still, I don't know, uncooked.
Right. They aren't
is-
very pretty at this point.
That is perfect.
That's one thing about reverse searing. The middle of the process is they're not very pretty, but the end is where you get the nice
Oh, yeah.
beautifulness. Let me check these. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, these guys are ready. Let's just pull this whole thing out. Look at that. I think for these, I'm going to put a little bit of butter in this pan just to give it a nice extra little bit of flavor too. Huh?
Okay, yeah.
Just a pat. How about that? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Here, you do this part.
Okay. We're on about medium to medium-high heat in the cast iron skillet. For these guys, I'm looking for probably a minute, 30 seconds to a minute to get the good sear on them.
A lot of our viewers are homesteaders or want to be a homesteader or just like watching homesteading. And one of the things that we think about sheep and raising lamb is that it is a really great homestead animal. And the reason is because you can kind of handle them without a lot of working facilities. You can raise food. In about a year, you're putting lamb on your family's table. And it's really sustainable. If you've got some grass that they can eat, rotate them around, have 5 or 6 ewes, maybe 8, and you're making all of the red meat that you could possibly want on your homestead with relatively small acreage.
Oh yeah, they're almost perfect. Gonna take these to have some fat and get a little sizzle on that fat.
A key part to cooking like this is to let your meat rest. So I'm just going to get some, I'm going to use this tin foil and put a light tint on it and let those sit there and get happy for a few minutes and just be still and get yummy. I'm excited.
Me too.
This is some nutrient dense protein grown right here on our property. It doesn't get a lot better than that.
Time for the taste test. Just take this off of the bone. Okay. Just cut this little piece right in half. It is tender, and look at that.
Looks good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's give this a try. Actually, I'm going to start with my ground.
So show everybody what it's looking like. We've
That's
got
what it looks like on the outside.
about a medium rare on the ground, and same thing, a medium rare on the lamb chop. And you've got the nice pink through the middle, and just that very edge, just like the steak we showed you, the very edge is seared. So, perfect.
Yeah, same temperature all the way through, essentially, is what you're really looking
Yep,
for.
exactly.
Just treat your lamb like beef. Okay, let's have the, I'm going to try this ground here. Let's see.
I'm trying the chop.
Mm-hmm. Tastes like lamb. Nice seasoning on the outside. That salty crust.
Oh, good.
Okay. Whoa, y'all. Oh my gosh.
Man, that is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Super easy way to cook something that seems very scary. If you have gone out and spent the coin that it takes to get lamb chops, cook them like this. It's gonna work out. Put them in your oven at 225 degrees for approximately about 30 minutes until it comes to about 125. Pull them out and sear them. And you are gonna have a meal that is worth every penny that you spent.
That is so good. That is delicious and so nutritious. Man, that's good.
Yeah, you can literally just taste how good it is for you too.
Wow.
Hey, if you're looking for lamb, make sure to check out air2groundmeats.com. We do ship nationwide.
That's true.
And we will ship you these lamb chops for sure.
Right?
Because they're good.
They are good.
Very good. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us again in the kitchen today. And until next time, bye y'all.
Bye, y'all.